B'ezrat Hashem, tonight we're going to be counting Gevurah of netzach. Yesterday was 22 days. And we're in the entire week now of netzach, which we explained in the previous class that netzach can be nitzchiyut, eternal. But netzach can also be nitzachon. Nitzachon means victory and success. And the last class about chesed shebenetzach, we're explaining about how it's our nature that we want to be successful. Nobody wants to do anything with the aim to be a failure. People don't open a business and say, in a year from now, this business is going to be a total failure. And so when you start something, it's always in the thought that this has to be successful. Business, relationship, investment, whatever it is. Why? Because we have in us a drive to be winners, to be successful. So last class we were talking about that this drive in us to be successful is called netzach, and the chesed is to do it with the right emotion, with love. But gevurah, which gevurah is strength and severity, then one can interpret it that people, they fight in order to win. And I'm not necessarily talking about a physical fight, but in order for me to win, I have to put a fight. I have to put an effort. You can use the word effort, you can use also the word fight, because if I want to be a winner, I have to fight. If it's a physical match or whatever it is, in order to win, it has to be a struggle and a fight. And in order for me to succeed, it has to be an effort. I can't just sit there and expect a success to come without me putting a struggle or a fight. Now, we explained in the previous class how everything is a game, including this entire world is a whole game. It's the game of the Kadosh Baruch Hu, how everything here is a toy for the Kadosh Baruch Hu. And if you're looking at this world and our life, it's a game. But nevertheless, sometimes games are fun and sometimes there are serious games. Sometimes games are for children, and sometimes real world thing is real games, real serious. But nevertheless, every game has rules. If the game doesn't have rules, you can't play the game. How would you play a game without a rule? Now, why do we have rules in the game? And we're now going to refer to the real games of this world. In order for me to, so to say, point the right power, the right effort to the right direction. If not, then you just throw power or an effort to different directions, and then you lose the point of the game. Point of the game, these are the rules. If you take a game, for example, in sport, if the rule in football is to put the ball in the goalie, then all my effort has to be directed, how am I putting the ball in there? If there wouldn't be rules, then I would just kick the ball to any direction I want. But what would define the victory here? So in every game in the world, a childish game, a simple game, or a serious game, there has to be rules. And the rules is only so I can focus the effort to one place where that effort has to go. Now, I need to take all this effort and put it in one place to focus it, to direct this effort only so I can win. But this will only work if I go by the rules. If I don't go by the rules, all my effort is for nothing. And unfortunately, most people, they're trying to break the rules in any type of a game. Sports game, business, anytime. I mean, I call it a game. Because in games there are winners, there's losers, there's rules, and everybody likes playing them. But if you go by the rules, that's what's going to make you successful. If you go against the rules and you throw your effort, you put your effort and your focus on the wrong place, there's not going to be success there. Now in the real game of life, then the Torah is the one that will tell us the rules. And this is the rules for everybody. And the Torah will define what are the rules. And if the Torah says you're not allowed to kill, then that's because the Torah said. Not because human mind will tell you it's not okay to kill. Because there are 2 billion people in this world that will tell you it's totally fine to kill when you get us upset. So human mind cannot make rules. It's the Torah that makes rules. And the Torah will apply to everybody, Jews and non-Jews. Every individual that lives in this world has to abide by the rules of the Torah. And the Torah is the set of rules for this world. Now, if I invest all my effort and all my power according to what the Torah says, then I will be a winner. I will be a menatzeach, this netzach. And why is it important? Because a lot of people, whether it's often or not, they're trying to break the rules. They're trying to bypass the rules. Where can I shorten the destination, the effort? Where can I put less effort? Or what do we say? Where can I round corners? And anything in this world is going to make, when you do that, will make you fail. So much more so when it comes to the Torah and mitzvot. There's no shortcuts in the Torah and mitzvot. There's no place in the Torah for me to say, I don't agree with how the Torah says it, I'll do it how I want to do it. This is breaking the rules, it will not work out, ever. Therefore, I have to constantly go to the book of rules, to the Torah, and the Torah will define to me what are the rules of the game. Follow the rules of the game, you'll be victorious and successful. Don't follow the rules of the game, sorry to tell you, try to bend the corners to find a shortcut, you will fail eventually. And that's not only in Torah and mitzvot, it's in everything. Try to make round corners in business, try to lie here, cheat here, eventually it will get caught. You'll get caught up. And it's not only in business, it's anything. Anytime you're trying to find a loophole, a legal loophole, and to try to round corners or to shorten the distance, then eventually it will catch up to you, and then you're going to be the loser. You can't ignore the rules. Countries have rules, cities have rules, everything has rules. You can break the rules to a certain point, and then at some point it catches up. So, netzach, Gevurah netzach, netzach is this drive in me to be successful and victorious. And again, it's not only in sports or a game, also in my business, also in my tshuva, I want to be successful. Also with me building a relationship, I want to be successful. In anything you apply it. There's always the drive that I want to be victorious. This is the power of netzach, and I want success. Gevurah is how much effort goes into which direction. And many times, many people put too much effort in one thing, and it's the wrong place, and then they end up losing. Losing not necessarily the battle, but losing their time, their effort, their money. I have a friend that I told you of many times about him. For maybe 10, 15 years, he was trying to become the next Mike Zuckerberg. He came with all the inventions you can imagine, all the applications, all the software, all the websites, $1 million ideas. Every time he would come and says, I have the best this time, I'm telling you. And he invested so much money, so much effort, so much thought, and nothing, not even $1 the guy made. And at some point I told him, after a few years, I told him, no, don't take it personal. You have great ideas, but I don't think the Kadosh Baruch Hu is looking for you to be the next Bill Gates. You are not going to be the next Steve Jobs. You are not walking on the right path. No, it's just, I know what I need to do. Now I learned, I told him, listen, my personal opinion, the Kadosh Baruch Hu does not want you to be a businessman and to make money. Kadosh Baruch Hu wants you to sit and learn Torah and to teach Torah. You have an unbelievable memory, sharp memory, and you know how to give over the Torah in the most amazing way that I ever heard. I never heard a lot of people that know how to give over the Torah. I know people that are genius in the Torah, they don't know how to give it over. And sure enough, maybe a year and a half ago, I got a phone call from him. After a while, I didn't hear from him. And long story short, but he told me, I dropped all my adventures. I sit and learn Torah all day long. I've never been so happier. I'm so fulfilled and happy. And my relationship with my wife is better. We have 2 kids and this and that. I've never been more happy in my life. I just sit and learn Torah all day long. So sometimes a person puts all of his efforts to a pit that has no bottom, and there's no success. There's no results. Take now all this effort, put that in the right direction, you're going to get the right results. Gevurah netzach is to know how to direct the power, the strength into the right place where Hashem wants you to put it, and that's where you're going to find your success. When we want to take it to Torah and mitzvot, to have a little bit of homework, is I have to think, first of all, most people when they look at the Torah, they see rules and limitations. I'm not allowed to do this, I'm not allowed to do that. Here I'm not allowed to do this, and here I'm not allowed to do that. Which most people think these are very hard rules and it's limiting my freedom. And the more I obey the rules, the more my life is limited. I have to understand that all these borders, all these tzimtzumim, these contractions of the rules are not making me more limited, rather they're more directing my focus. So when I'm now taking a lot of power and throwing it to different directions, the power is not used the right way. The rules of the Torah and the mitzvot is just to focus the effort, focus the power to be directed to the right way. These are the rules of the Torah. So they're not making me more limited, rather they're more focusing me. Practically saying, we want to apply that. We want to see in the rules of the game where I can become better. I have to look at the rules of the game where I'm breaking the rules. And I can only do it with myself, because this is for me personal. I have to look at the rules of the game and to come to the understanding, these are the rules I'm breaking. Why? I'm lazy, I don't feel like it, it's too hard, or whatever it is. And strengthen where I'm breaking the rules. Because where I'm breaking the rules, these are the, so to say, where the leak of the energy goes out from. And some things I'm doing 100%, and some things I'm not doing 100%. Obviously, there's some energies running out from there, a leak. So I need to find out where am I breaking the rules. Wherever I'm breaking the rules, that's where I have to strengthen. And this is, in the short version, what's Gevurah of netzach.